Hello there. Once again, it is time to take another revealing peek back into history.
What famous date shall I set it to today?
Once again, it's time for Throwback Thursday, a second chance to look at some truly awful podcasts. No, wait, a second chance to see how far Vicis Interimo has come over the last 8 years. New episodes will be released pretty much weekly, but Thursdays I've reserved for throwbacks to see how far we've come. A lot of the information on here no longer applies, whether that be businesses or links that may not work anymore, so be advised of that. But again, I want to thank the patrons that we have at this time, though they may not have been here the first time these episodes were recorded. I am thanking them again because they're helping us move forward with our new episodes. And those are patrons such as At Lonely Bob, Big Al V, and Goldafish. In the meantime, I hope that you enjoy what you hear.
On our way to our 25th episode, think. Let's try that again.
Double the thinking.
Yeah, I could use a lot of that.
I'd say with 2 Ds, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
2 Ts.
Yeah, that's the problem with
double dose of thinking. Oh my gosh. Oh.
That's awful. Welcome to 30 Minutes to Kill.
I am the new way to go. I am the way of the future. I am the new way to go. I am the way of the future.
Recorded live in the Bag End Studios in Southern California, it's Vicis Interimo, 30 Minutes to Kill, a brief podcast about horror classics, cult favorites, and even new and unreleased movies. Welcome to Vicis Interimo. How many times have I said that so far this episode? Well, that'll probably be about 3 times already after I put all the bumpers and everything else in. But anyhow, we'll jump right into it, and we'll see if we can nail it again, do another 30-minute episode. In our late to rest segment, I didn't think there was anything, but you reminded me of something that you were going to cover, or that we had to cover, and what was that? That was Tara's opinion?
Well, yes. We were going to get our niece's opinion on last week's movie.
Since she suggested it to us?
Yeah. Phenomena.
You forgot what the movie was already?
Yeah, that was difficult.
Okay.
Phenomena, yeah. She had recommended it because she remembered it from when she was pretty little, and she remembered it being the greatest thing ever, so I couldn't wait to hear her opinion. She's 22 years old now, and she still said, oh my God, it's still so great, and I love it, and whatever. And I said, really? Because, I mean, do you really think it was that good of a movie? And she said, well, it was my whole, brought back fond memories and her childhood and all that. So movies are great for that, but I don't know what she would have really thought of it if she'd have seen it now.
Right. Well, that's another thing, and that actually is a tie-in to the movie that we're going to do tonight, which is Ghoulies from 1985. That was kind of another nostalgia-type movie that I thought would be kind of fun to do. When it came to the movie Phenomenon, I was with an A.
With an A.
When it came to doing that, I thought that maybe she would notice that some of the scenes were different. And at first, she said, no, that's exactly how I remember it. Because remember, we talked about it being the extended cut
Right.
As far as, some of the things were cut out for the American version, so that was probably the one she saw. So initially she said that no, she didn't think that anything was different. That's exactly how she remembered it. But then when I questioned her about, like, the length of time that was spent flailing around in the pit and a couple of the other scenes, well, she did say, that was maybe longer. But again, she was, preteen when she was seeing this? So,
she was really little.
Yeah, so I think that maybe those things kind of...
Yeah, she did say she didn't remember some of the scenes, so I just thought, especially Tara, because she's just such a gore fan, she'd have remembered the real gross out stuff, but she remembered, though, heads through windows, right? Glass?
Yep, absolutely.
She remembered that, and she said her favorite part was I didn't quite understand what she was talking about. Was it the shadow of him putting together whatever he was killing people with? Remember? She said
when he was putting together just the scenes of him preparing his instrument, whatever that spear thing was that he was using to impale people.
It like that little, it was just kind of a silhouette or a shadow of him just clicking two rods together. And she was like, I love that part. It's like, oh, okay. Wow.
Well, it's good that
everyone gets something different out of movies. So.
I was just going to say, in spite of her being a gorehound, I think that it's great that she appreciates the subtleties of that, too. So
yes.
It's good.
But
this isn't the TerraCast, so let's move on. Okay. What else did we want to cover in the late rest? The only thing that I was going to cover really quick was just to say we're going to be coming up on our 25th episode. On our way to our 25th episode... Think. Let's try that again.
Double the thinking.
Yeah, I could use a lot of that.
I'd say with 2 Ds, but I'm tired. 2 Ts.
Yeah, that's the problem with
double dose of thinking. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
That's awful. All right, our 25th show. We're doing okay, I think. Picking up a little bit of steam. I think we're doing a better podcast every week. Some of the things that we are going to be changing, I've spent the past couple of weeks making some revisions and maybe planning out a few things. By episode 25, I'll have an idea as to whether we're going to continue to keep the Vicis Interimo name. I'm probably going to keep it. I think people are starting to learn how to pronounce it now. A couple of interesting podcasts out there kind of tripping over that, and I won't mention any names because I'm just grateful that they mention us at all. So, moving on from there, I'd like to say this is part of the Penny Cult family of podcasts, as well as the LA Podcasters, and I'd also like to mention Horophilia right here at the top of the show, and we'll talk more about those things later. But let's get into our review, since that's what folks are here to hear about. Ghoulies, 1985. We watched the first of a double feature, which is Ghoulies 1 and 2. It came on the same disc. Mm-hmm. What did you think of Ghoulies?
I love Ghoulies.
You do?
I do.
Did it hold up for you?
It's kind of funny because watching it, after years and years and years, initially, I was like, oh no, it's so not as good as I remember. But watching it a second time, I think it's totally holding up. I mean, it's kind of one of those goofy, it's supposed to be that way, so.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Do you have anything to say about that? I'm sure you do.
I absolutely agree with you. I was going to say it maybe didn't hold up quite as much, but first, let's give a synopsis of what the movie's about.
Yeah, you better do that.
Better do that. It's 2 lines here. A young man and his girlfriend explore a house they recently inherited and unwittingly let loose 6 cursed little creatures called ghoulies. That wasn't even 2 lines, was it? That was just one big sentence with no comma in it. So I guess that's what I get for lifting off the IMDb or whatever, Wikipedia. I don't know where I got that. But okay. That kind of falls short of trying to explain everything that's going on in the movie, but as far as that goes, they don't even explain everything that's going on in the movie itself, I don't think.
No, I was going to say that was a terrible synopsis of the movie.
Well, okay.
Well, it was his father's house.
Yes, it was his father's house.
And his father was some sort of...
black magic, Satan-worshipping occultist.
Yeah, with all this power.
And I gotta say, I haven't seen a decent occult ritual yet. Well, it was an interesting one.
Hey, this one was cool.
Yeah, I was looking at it and thinking, though, that they could probably pick up all those props at Hot Topic these days.
Oh, no, are you talking about the set and the clothing and all that?
Yeah, basically.
That was bad. Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's a good thing, actually. So bad it's good? Yeah.
Well, it was the 80s.
This is true.
Yeah. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah. So I guess a little bit more of a rundown on what the movie was about. So we start out with a satanic ritual being performed at the beginning of it. They're about to sacrifice a small baby, but instead, I assume that was the mother? Yes?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, the mother prevents the baby from being sacrificed. He is given to one of the acolytes, the baby, that is given to one of the acolytes and then spirited away out of the house. The mother, I believe, spoiler, is slain instead.
Well, I guess we could have seen that coming.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the first time.
Somebody needed to be sacrificed.
Yeah. So then we pick up the movie years later where this child, who's now a young man, inherits this house. And there were some odd things because like I said, the acolyte earlier that had taken him had raised him, but yet he knew his father. But he claimed that the only family he had was Wolfgang. And Wolfgang was Jack Nance, who played that. But, he claims that was the only person that knew him. And I think we see later on that it seems like Wolfgang has also gone through a bit of a conversion. Or do you think he was always on arguably the side of good there? Did you notice that? Did you catch his...
Did I catch his what?
The wall. He had a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I think he was, maybe he was just young and wild or something, and, he seemed to be a big part of this, these, we're saying satanic rituals, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Wherever these ghoulies are coming from. But, yeah, it just seemed like through the years and through time, he changed and grew older, and after caring for the boy and raising him, it just seems like he just changed, and yeah, he was on the other side basically now. Yeah.
Anytime that I see Satan worshipers or people worshiping or practicing the dark arts, I always think back to the Spawn movie though, with John Leguizamo's character complaining that they always get the crappy worshipers and stuff. You remember that scene?
That's for sure.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm sorry, that's off topic.
And this wasn't necessarily, Satan worship or
Well,
it was just if you want to get all technical with it, I guess you could totally weave it in there because it was just all about, drawing power from a dark place and
right.
All about building up yourself and having all the servants and everybody at your command and just
it wasn't that deeply religious, or there weren't religious connotations or overtones.
Exactly. It was just such a light kind of fun sort of thing that
And
but then you didn't finish but quickly the son, he moves back into the house and he's right away drawn to what? What?
You keep talking. I'm
uncomfortable now.
I'm just laughing. I'm picturing how they actually set the ghoulies loose.
Okay.
That's all.
I was going to say, oh no, am I saying something wrong?
Nope, you're absolutely
right. But we kind of got cut off. It went off on a tangent, but to make a long story short, after he's back in this house, it's like he's kind of following in his father's footsteps, but unwillingly he's just drawn to, all the books that tell you how to do all these incantations and all this stuff, and he just gets sucked into it, not on purpose, but...
Right. I get the feeling that the father was somewhat possessing him, but I'm assuming most everybody's seen this, so we're not giving any away.
Well, I know. I was going to say, how much of this do you want to talk about? Because we're totally going to spoil it.
Well, we don't want to give spoilers.
Can't spoil. I mean, even if you know the story, I mean, you got to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
One of the things I was going to say about it, talking about fun movies, this initially began its life in 1983 as a project called Beasties, which was to be directed by Charles Band, and I got a few more things to say about him in a moment. But the creature effects were with Stan Winston, and the two had previously collaborated on a movie called Parasite. One of the things I was going to mention is the fact that a lot of people consider Ghoulies a ripoff of the Gremlins movies. They kind of think that it was a takeoff on that.
Oh, no.
But, well, I could see, small...
Just little
creatures running around.
Yeah, but that's the only thing they have in common.
Pretty much. Well, there's, they're both demonic imps or, they're kind of little bad creatures and stuff like that. So,
Gremlins aren't.
Well, yeah.
Just don't get them wet and don't feed them after midnight.
Exactly. Depends on when you feed them. But at any rate, this movie actually began life before the Gremlins movie. So that's another.
So there you go.
So not a ripoff. What I was going to say about Charles Band real quick is most people are familiar with him, or if you aren't, but you do like cult cinema, you probably have heard the name maybe in passing. And he originally had the Rome-based Empire Pictures, or the Empire Studios that closed their doors in the late 80s. And when he came back to the States, he's the guy that formed Full Moon Productions, which became Full Moon Entertainment and later became Full Moon Studios. And I got to say, I just looking quickly at his catalog of films of the Full Moon, I think I've seen almost all of them. Well, 75 to 80% of them. There's maybe a few ones like Evil Bong that I haven't seen, which has come out recently.
Mm-hmm.
And there's maybe a couple other ones that I'll have to put on a list, but that does put me in mind of the fact that the Obscure 80 guys are going to be doing that Lunar Cast soon, so I'm really looking forward to hearing about these other old classics. What else did you have to say specifically about Ghoulies? Anything?
No.
Okay. That's fine.
I mean...
It's a perfectly acceptable answer.
Well...
What would your rating on it be?
Oh, this is one of those that I would probably rate it relatively high just because I personally love it.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably give it a 7.
Wow, okay.
Possibly I don't know, strong 7.
Okay. I'm, of course, we've switched places this week. I'm going to actually go low, but I do understand the nostalgia factor, and so I'd probably rate this at probably about a 4 or a 5. But I'd give it a couple of points, like the Full Moon movie.
But it's good for that type of movie, though. I mean, what else did you want it to do?
Well, nothing else per se. It just I didn't think that it held up quite as much for me as it did the last time I saw it. And the last time I saw it was when we first bought the DVD, which has been within a year or two.
Right.
So.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
But having said that, I enjoyed it. It just maybe wasn't as good. But this would be a great movie to have half a dozen friends over and just kick back and enjoy it. Some other people that have seen it, or maybe some younger people that haven't seen it yet, and it'd be a great party movie, I think. Just to throw.
You have to still, like a couple of the other ones we've talked about, you have to enjoy that 80s style, just corny horror. It's almost not horror.
Yeah, so over the top that it's just kind of...
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Basket Case.
These are so cute.
Yeah. What?
Some of those Ghoulies are so cute, I said.
I thought you were saying something else completely because I just agreed to you way too fast.
I thought so, too. I was like, wow, okay. You must have a favorite one, too. No.
The one coming out of the toilet? No.
The little bald one?
I guess so. It's probably because he looked closest to me.
He's not... Oh, no. I was just going to say he doesn't have enough hair, but it wasn't going to be...
Well,
it still works.
It sure does. Well...
I like the little furry ones, the one that looks like the rat, and
the one with the nose running all the time, and
the one that's got that little bit of spittle kind of hanging off his chin, which sounds totally disgusting, but I don't know.
Okay,
they're cute in their own way.
I think so. And one other thing that I was going to say about this, with regarding to Charles Band, this was something that he was mentioning on the Full Moon Horror Roadshow. He had mentioned the fact that he was in charge, he was tasked with coming up with a great campaign to promote the film, and during a brainstorming session, he came up with the idea of having the ghoulie pop up out of the toilet. So since it was a big enough success, they liked it well enough, I guess that scene was shot for the film after the fact. Mm-hmm. And he claims, now this sounds like the urban legend part to me, he claims after the opening weekend, he arrived at his office to find a stack of hate mail from angry parents who have been trying very hard to potty train their kids, and after seeing this movie cannot get their kids to go anywhere near the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds cute. I don't know who's taking their kids that are a potty training age to go see this.
Yeah, it's not really a movie for kids in diapers, so...
Not really. It was a PG-13 movie, so... Yes. Or at least that's what it is listed at this point, so...
That sounds about right, because you know this already, but my mom rented it for me when I was home one evening, and the family was always supposed to go do something, and I ended up getting sick, and I was going to have to stay home all by myself. And I remember my mom and dad said they'd run to the video store and get me something, and I just said, get me something scary. So, I was early high school age, I guess. So, yeah, they wouldn't have gotten me I wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies.
Oh.
So, yeah, so it wasn't rated R back then either.
Okay, cool.
But, wow, what a great pick. My mom picked that out. She did a great
She'd be
job.
so proud. Show it to her.
Oh, well, it's not really her...
Not her cup of tea?
No, probably not.
All right. Well, that will do it for our review, or quick review, our quick
It's been a
look.
long day.
Yes. That'll do it for our quick review of Ghoulies.
See it. You have to.
There you go.
This is Bob Wright with the answer to the greatest challenge in cigarette history. The challenge was...
Can a cigarette be made that will give decidedly better filtration and also give easy draw with full, natural tobacco flavor?
The answer is Kent. Kent with the revolutionary new Micronite filter that gives Kent decidedly better filtration, definitely less tars and nicotine than any other leading filter brand.
Kent. Filters. Best.
The answer is Kent, with the full, rich flavor of the world's premium quality natural tobaccos and an easy draw. Yes, of all leading filter brands, Kent filters best.
All right, time for our garbage in, garbage out segment. What do you got for us?
I got nothing.
You got nothing. Okay. Well,
Fringe. I love Fringe.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I said that last.
You said that last week. We shouldn't be bringing it up, but I'm going to throw this out to any of our listeners that might still be watching it. Here's the problem with watching the shows at a later date, because now 2 or 3 weeks will have gone by. It's doubtful that anybody else still has this unless they've saved it up on their DVR. On the time travel one with Peter Weller, though, does anybody out there know, does Fringe intentionally put Easter eggs in their shows like the way Lost does? Because when I went back to catch a scene between Peter Weller and Dr. Bishop, I can't even think of the guy that plays his name, the guy that plays Dr. Bishop, but they sat down, they had a conversation at the table, and I noticed a flashing in Dr. Bishop's eyes, and that could have just been me being retarded and catching stuff that I shouldn't be looking at or whatever, focusing on.
No, it looked very obvious and intentional to me.
It did?
I mean, they had caught that in editing or something and went, what the heck is that? They would have edited that out. But yeah, we're going to have to...
Well, hopefully somebody out there will have something for us, or maybe a suggestion or whatever there. But
we need to start hanging out on the fanboy site, see?
Oh, see, I'm just not that big of a fanboy, but I am. This show I might be.
almost am. I'll do it for you. I'll look it up.
All right, this show I probably would be.
I just love that show.
Absolutely.
But you got to see it from the beginning. Don't come in the... Yeah, it's one of those.
Wait and Netflix it if you can. Speaking of which, we're going to need to start paying our bills around here, but we're not going to inflict that on you too much, you the listener, too much if we can help it. We're going to try to keep our ad spots down to 15 seconds, 30 seconds max, but you might see some things going up on the website if you'll go there. There should be some banner ads to maybe click on. We're going to try to get one for Audible.com as well as one for Netflix. So if you aren't subscribed to those services at this time, join our website, or rather go to our website, click on those links when they appear, and definitely check them out through there if you like. It sounds like something you're interested in that you don't have yet. The website you can find us on is bagend.biz/VI, that's the letter VI.html, since I won't have people spell out Vicis Interimo or Vicis Interimo. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyhow. Also, you can join us on our Facebook page. We have a Vicis Interimo fan page that you can find there, or you can look me up. My name is S. Michael Jones. You can add me, and of course I'm always putting up links and stuff, so you can find the page that way.
Your name is S?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
So, moving on, the phone number you can reach me at until the K7 line is working again is 310-408-3101. But
wow, direct line.
A direct line.
Wow.
Which means that I'm not going to get an audio file that I can put on here, but if you have anything to talk to me about, that's the number that you can reach me at. Anyhow, moving on and focusing on garbage in, garbage out, I also got a chance to see this past week Iron Giant. Now, I've actually didn't just watch it this past week. It's what I've been doing at work those days that you're at school, and I can't talk to you on my lunch hour.
You were watching Iron Giant?
Watching Iron Giant on my 30-minute break here and there.
Funny.
So I really enjoyed that movie. That's a lot worth checking out. I also started Batman vs. Dracula, but that one was interrupted when Jason from Horophilia suggested that I watch a Tony Jaa. J-A-A. How would you pronounce that? Tony Jaa?
Don't ask me.
Well, it's the Thai Warrior. And great movie. Super simple, great, just great, awesome martial arts, lots of fun. Definitely worth checking out. I'll probably see if I can put a link to that movie in our show notes there, too.
Well, I got something.
What's that?
Unbeatable Banzuke.
Oh, my.
I'm so happy to have G4 again.
Well, we're not going to have it for much longer, so we better enjoy it while we can.
Yes. DVR everything.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of good stuff on that channel. But that's probably about it for what I wanted to share with the listeners and suggested viewing, or at least what garbage is going in our heads these days. Did you have anything else to add?
I guess not.
Okay.
I mean, we could probably talk for 2 hours on just what we watched this week, but
right.
Nothing that really stood out as spectacular.
No, not really.
Though, I'm a Survivor dork, and I love Survivor, and that was an amazing episode.
Yes, that's true.
So if anyone saw that, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. One of the things
people just think I'm a dork for what Survivor still. This is like the 20th season, but anyway.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say was, if you're looking for a complete change of pace, something else to cleanse your palate with, if you should get tired of horror, that is, check out the LA Podcasters, and you go to lapodcasters.com, and you're going to find a large variety of shows there that are not in any way horror related. Luckily, I actually think that our podcast is there because we add a little something different to them, to their podcast. since a lot of those are focused on Hollywood and so on. There's one in particular, the Hollywood podcast, where the actor and writer of the Hollywood podcast was able to interview Aaron Johnson from Kick-Ass, who plays the role, and he also plays the role of John Lennon in the film Nowhere Boy. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely check out the Hollywood podcast there at lapodcasters.com. I think that's it. We'll wrap it up there.
Sounds good.
Good night.
Yeah, hi, it's Bill Lumberg. It's about 10 o'clock. Yeah, just wondering where you are. Yeah, hi, it's Bill Lumberg again. I just wanted to make sure you knew that we did start at the usual time this morning. Yeah, it isn't a half day or anything like that. So if you could just go ahead and get here as soon as possible, that would be terrific.
We never looked up to see if that was Naomi from Seinfeld, that girl.
Oh, we did.
So I don't know if, now that we know it was later, because I was thinking she wouldn't have been, like she'd have been a lot younger, but actually, if that was when I was in high school, she maybe wouldn't necessarily.
Son of a bitch.
What?
The one thing that I was going to mention was it's Mishka. It's the girl from Law and Order, Special Victims Unit that's in there.
That's her.
That's it.
That's her.
That was her?
Yep.
One. Okay.
As soon as because I knew her for something. She was someone very specific. That was the only thing my brain could, because she looks a lot like her, but the age was wrong. That makes sense. That is hilarious.
That's great.
That was her. Yep.
Wow, she got thinner then.
She got thinner.
I think she's thinner. I don't know.
Well, she was just a teenager probably in that movie, and didn't have to worry so much about, I have to look great at my age.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Look at Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Do I have to?
Her early movies. She wasn't a beanpole in her early movies.
Okay.
She had meat on her bones and looked good.
Yeah, maybe.
Now she's a stick figure.
Okay. Well,
That's hilarious. As soon as you said that, and even though you even said her name wrong, I was like, yeah, that's her.
That's her.
Totally.
Okay.